What's up everyone, I'm SheWulf. Today on Gamers Knows Best, it's the first series of What Are You Watching? Let's get into the video. First, let me start off by telling you a little bit about this series. This is where we will be doing things a little bit different than your normal gaming videos. As we all know, video games, TV shows, and movies all have a lot in common. We all enjoy them, and they all keep us entertained. But they also like to come into each other's worlds. For example, the TV show I will be talking about today is a much favorite The Walking Dead, which is also a video game by Telltale Games. So let's get started. The Walking Dead is on its 7th season now. So much has gone on. Lives have been lost, friendships have been made, leaderships have changed. But this video is going to be a recap of just the season 7 until now. Tomorrow returns the mid-season of The Walking Dead, so please be aware spoilers are coming, and if you haven't watched The Walking Dead yet and don't want it ruined, then please stop watching now. Alright, right off the start of season 7, we had Rick and the group who have been brutally overpowered by Negan and his gang of saviors. They are kneeling helplessly as they suffer a heavy loss that leaves everyone traumatized. If you remember season 6 ending, someone was being hit by Lucille. What are these losses, you may ask? Well, I hope you're ready. Alright, so let's run down this quick. Abraham got his head bashed in. Rick got pulled away from everyone by Negan and thrown into the RV. After Daryl tried to attack Negan, and Negan ended up killing Glenn, which was an amazing scene, I might add, from the comics as well. Negan also tries to have Rick cut off Carl's hand. Negan also takes Daryl and has him thrown into the van and takes him away. Negan and the Saviors leave, leaving the group in complete trauma as they have to clean up their friends off the ground. Maggie, though, on the other hand, is ready to just destroy and kill Negan right there. Now I hope you're ready. There's a lot of jumping around. If you remember, Carol had wanted to leave because she no longer wanted to fight, who was then being followed and attacked by the Saviors, where Morgan went after her to try to rescue her. They then ended up meeting up with some good people who took them back to the kingdom, where they then met King Ezekiel, who, I must add, had a freaking tiger, where you also found out that they were under the control of Negan as well, having to provide them with meats and goods, which they were also actually feeding zombies to the pigs that they were killing to give to the Saviors. So I hope that tastes good. Now we're jumping over to where we see Daryl, who is being kept in a cell by Negan in the sanctuary, and having to listen to the most annoying song ever over and over and over again. Dwight tries to get Daryl to comply to their ways and getting him to agree that everyone is Negan. We also meet Sherry, who was Dwight's wife but is now Negan's wife, and that no matter what they do to Daryl, he will not comply, he will not give in, as he will always stay strong to Glenn. We are now jumping back to Alexandria, where Rick and the group mourn the loss of their friends, but Negan and the Saviors show up once again to collect half of the community's supplies, as they said they would. They go through collecting the guns, but end up having one missing, which then causes a big riot throughout everyone who's trying to run around to find this missing gun, finding out that it was actually Spencer who was hiding it. We then do another jump to a more touching scene where we see Maggie and Sasha, who are both mourning at Glenn and Abraham's graves, who are also, I might add, recovering at the hilltop. Meanwhile, Carl is out for blood looking for Negan, and Aiden is trying to get to the hilltop to be with Maggie. Later in the night, there ends up being a car making sound, allowing walkers to walk into the hilltop. Maggie then takes the step of being leader, telling everyone what they need to do. Maggie has an awesome scene where she actually runs over the car with a tractor, making it one of the best scenes ever. Once the Saviors make their presence known, Gregory actually tries to sell out Maggie and Sasha, but in the end, Jesus ends up outsmarting them all and hiding them somewhere else. This episode ends with a craziness of Carl jumping into the truck of the Saviors, followed by Jesus, who was actually going on Sasha's order to be able to find out where the main sanctuary actually is. We then jump over to a completely different scene that we didn't expect to happen, but do actually find out what happens to Tara and Heath, as we first see Tara laying on an ocean coast. She finds herself at an all-female camp whose husbands were all killed by the Saviors, but of course they are not allowing her to leave. She is to either stay or they will kill her. But with the help of Cindy, Tara does manage to escape. While Tara is on her way back, she actually thought Heath was dead, but there is some hint that he could possibly be alive, as the RV that they had is now gone. So, is he alive or is he not? That mystery is still open. During this time, we also see Eugene and Rosita heading to a bullet factory as she wanted a bullet made for a gun that she had found. Now we find ourselves back with Carl at the sanctuary where he had just killed a few of Negan's saviors. Negan instead shows him mercy as he actually walks him around the sanctuary, showing him what he actually does there. Negan, of course, wants to see Carl's eye, having him remove his iPad. Kind of gross if you ask me, but hey. Negan also then tells him quite a bit of what goes on around as Negan shows him somebody who actually gets his face ironed for cheating with one of his wives. During the scene, we actually get to see Daryl once again, and we also know that Rick is out looking for goods. Rick and Aaron actually end up finding a trail to where they find a boat of a man that had some goods sitting in it, with a funny sign, of course, giving the person the finger. It did not come easy as they had to get across a lake full of zombies. Negan then takes Carl back to Alexandria, and trust me, this just causes so much more problems. While Rick is away, Spencer actually tries to weasel his way in to getting on Negan's good side so that he can take over and have Rick taken out. Rosita fires the gun that she had Eugene make the bullet for, trying to hit Negan, but instead misses and hits Lucille, which then in turn ends up getting Olivia killed. Rick and Aaron then return with the supplies that they found, handing them over to the saviors, but it also contained the picture of the middle finger. The saviors think that it was a joke towards them, kicking the shit out of Aaron for it. Rick picks up Aaron off the ground, taking him up the hill where they find Negan and the rest of the group. Negan then tells Rick that Spencer wanted him taken out and wanted him to do it. Negan turns and actually slices Spencer open, and you see all of his guts fall to the ground, which is another, I might add, a great scene from the comic book. With everyone in shock, Negan finds out who created the bullet for Rosita, in fact finding out that it was Eugene. Negan decides that he's going to take Eugene with him. After Negan and the saviors is left, we are opened with a big touching ending with Rick and the others heading to the hilltop, meeting up with Maggie and Sasha. Rick coming out saying that he is ready to fight, and then we all get to see Daryl come walking out from behind the building. We get the big brother hug between Daryl and Rick, as Daryl then hands Rick his pistol. Rick and the rest of the group turn and start walking towards the mansion, and this is how it ends. So there's just a quick run through of what happened so far in Season 7. What will the rest of the season hold for us? Tune in next week as we talk about the return of The Walking Dead Part 2 of Season 7. Alright, so there you go. If you like this video, please make sure you hit that like button. If you actually had a chance to watch The Walking Dead and you're a Walking Dead fan, I would love to hear your comments below and what you think about everything that has happened up until now. Make sure you tune in next week as we will be talking about each episode throughout the following weeks and what this season will hold for us. As always, please make sure you share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.